past year, I've been trying my best to grow as a VTuber, but no matter what I try and how many videos I watch, nothing changes. So I came up with a plan. I asked 100 VTubers how to be successful to see if I was missing something, and by the end, I even got to interview some of them. Now, without further ado, let's go. I wanted honest answers, so I kept it simple. What actually helped you grow? Was basically the message that I sent to all of the 100 VTubers. And after not even a few hours of doing this, the replies started trickling in. Some were short, some were brutally honest, and some were surprisingly deep. I divided the responses in 3 categories. First, the practical things, like the success strategies. Second, the mindset. Third, the deep dive. Starting with, first, the practical things. So this category had the most messages. Didn't think it would, did you? Let's start with Atlas's response. The things that helped her grow were an eye-catching model design and rating other streamers at the end of her stream to build connections. But this wasn't the only response I got. Mariya from VTuber, for example, told me that going out of her comfort zone and taking more risks helped her to become a bigger and better streamer. The reply I got from Eiffel was basically just doing shit you like or find funny and run with it, hoping for the best. Though I got a more detailed reply from Ahmed. Except for the unique design of a model, she pointed out a few things that the others till now haven't. Main point being, having a personality. Along with the other tips she mentioned, I'd say this was the most helpful till now. While most answered via chat, some of the creators decided to answer with a clip of theirs, like my friend, Moola, for example.
Doing all the short form content that I've been doing lately has been doing really good, so that's been helping a lot, putting a lot more effort into that. Being open and transparent about your goals and ambitions with your community, I think really connect people to help you and come together. Pushing on no matter what, even if you have a bad day.
Thanks for bringing your point across, buddy. He wasn't the only one to give me a clip though. The VTuber Aki Orange sent me a clip describing a specific strategy they use while streaming.
My name is Aki. I do a lot of Nintendo games. I do speedruns, charity events, but that's not what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm a Twitch partner and I was asked to give some advice over to you guys, and I want to talk about something called uptime and downtime. A lot of streamers struggle when to find the right moments to engage with their audience, and I've developed this sort of system that I call uptime and downtime. Your uptime is when you're focusing on your game, where you're playing off of anything that happens purely in the game. Now your downtime is when there is a cutscene occurring, or you're grinding for levels, or you're moving from point A to point B. Now this is when you have the time to look at over your chat and engage with them in a way that is just reactionary off of what your audience is doing. Maybe they're using redeems, maybe they're asking you questions, maybe they're doing something in the chat that you were just like, wow, that's really funny and weird. So you're using that as a form of way to talk to them. During your downtime, you are gathering that information so that you can use it in your uptime, and they work in tandem. So make sure that during your uptime, you're using anything that you've learned from your downtime to continue along with your commentary. Hopefully this helps. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Great advice if you ask me, so let's move on. Second, the mindset. And actually, the first reply I got, Sneezu. Her advice is consistency and sticking to schedules. This was common advice from basically everyone I got an answer from. Consistency is key. Nina, a V singer and voice actor, told me that being consistent with her schedule and singing helped her to grow bigger. On the other hand, Leon Sarugaku told me that not comparing yourself and doing whatever makes you happy made a big difference for him. But just because most said it doesn't mean it's the only thing you need to worry about. And except for people like Ellie Minibot getting rated by bigger streamers or not knowing what they're doing like Mooni, some responses were actually quite deep and insightful. Take Yuni's response for example. She made a good point in that time and luck aren't things you can force to happen, but patience and hard work is always necessary to be successful with what you do. Savi's response on the other hand was the most beautiful shit I've ever seen. She said, and I quote, "I think my success was when I found my online family a place where I could be me and be happy." Like sheesh, Savii, I might unironically tear up because of you. Anyways, let's get into the deep dive. Yomi Quinley sent me a clip of her giving advice for aspiring VTubers, and after watching it, I gotta say, I agree with most things she said in the video. Here are some clips of it.
Advice for an aspiring VTuber. First thing you want to do, make sure that you enjoy streaming to begin with. VTubing does not have to be streaming. You could be doing YouTube videos, you could be doing documentaries, you could do a whole bunch of different stuff. Invest small once you enjoy streaming. Start with a PNG, and you can hire off of very reliable websites, especially like VGen, to grab a hold of someone who can make good PNGs. Then you want to learn how to be just entertaining. Find your voice. Watch your videos back. Find what makes you cringe. Find what makes you funny. Find what it's like to talk to a bunch of people. Find what it's like to talk to nobody. Practice. Always practice. Never settle.
Honestly, you should watch the full version after finishing this video if you're interested in becoming a VTuber. Now, out of all the VTubers I texted with, there was one who was so dedicated in helping me out and giving me tips that I felt the need to address this conversation separately. The VTuber I'm talking about is called Shirahiko, and well, see for yourself.
There's so many things. I could write an entire essay about it.
Best impression I ever did. And so she did. Just so you know, I categorized it into 3 categories. First, mindset and branding. Second, content strategy. And third, overall audience growth tips. Mind, this will be very bullet point like. So if you got questions, don't be shy to comment. I'll answer everything I can. Mindset and branding. Understand your identity. Stand grounded and grow with intention. Her points here were define your target audience. Who is your content for? And are you aiming to be funny, sexy, comfy, or educational? Clarify how you want to be perceived. Streaming becomes stressful when the focus shifts to, I have to make this work full time. That's when it stops being fun. Focus on personal growth and entertainment. What keeps people hooked? What makes the stream fun? How can you improve your on-stream presence? Many quit because they expect quick success or easy money and end up disillusioned. Others will outgrow you. Some VTubers who start after you may grow faster, and that's okay. And when that happens, study their success. What worked? What can you learn or apply? Content strategy. Post smart, prioritize what works, and stay consistent. Long-form content is great, but without a strong YouTube focus, streamers can hit a growth wall early. Highlight videos are expensive and rarely deliver much exposure. One video can equal 10 shorts. Shorts are better for those starting out with limited budgets. React content is still a strong matter, especially for new VTubers. It's cheap, scalable, and perfect for short-form growth. Next, gaming clips often underperform, unless the moment is instantly recognizable or shocking. Example, a typical Valorant dev clip won't land like something bizarre or funny. The hook is everything. A sound, phrase, or visual that grabs the attention immediately. Starting mid-sentence works well, as long as it's clear. Creators like Zach Films use this style often. Some creators like Kamiya begin every shot with the same sound effect. A smart way to build recognition. And of course, for last, the ultimate nemesis of everyone, stay consistent. As for the third and final category of Shirahiko's talk, we have audience growth tips. Adapt to trends, stay visible, and evolve with platforms. Post content everywhere. Increase your chances of being discovered. What worked 3 years ago may not work now. The game keeps changing. Always take growth advice with a grain of salt. Platforms and algorithms evolve. Long-form audiences convert better to Twitch or YouTube streams than short-form audiences. And as for the last point, don't fear losing viewers. Audiences shift constantly and new ones always come. Okay, with this conversation out of the way, let's head to the interview.
My name is Rima Evenstar. I own a commentary-based channel on YouTube.
What's something you did that helped you grow?
Well, I think the biggest growth comes from just bumping out new videos, but also making good quality videos. People think that you need to upload every single day to get noticed by the algorithm, but that's not really how that works.
What a great first answer. Let's head to the next one. What advice would you give your past self?
Not getting discouraged easily and believing in yourself, I think, would be the main things. that I used to struggle with.
That was quite deep. Let's see what she has to say on the last question. What's the hardest thing about VTubing that no one told you about?
The tech issues, definitely.
Holy shit, I agree.
Yeah, the tech issues are really annoying to deal with and really frustrating at times. Sometimes it sucks also not having that much freedom with your model and, you know, not being able to do IRL streaming, for example, or, you know, because it's 2D, you can't really move that much.
Okay, great. The most important questions are answered now. Or are they? I wanted to go even deeper into this, so I got into contact with even more VTubers and I'm happy to announce that I will be interviewing a bunch of them in the upcoming videos. So be sure to check them out. Before this, I thought there were secret tricks, but the real hack is showing up again and again. You need to not only be thoughtful, but also passionate about this. I made up my mind. I choose the path of a VTuber. I learned a lot today and will do my best to evolve into my best self. Okay, enough emotion. Hi, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, consider watching this one. Thank you so much for helping me with this video. To Atlas, Mariya, Eiffel, Amedol, Sneezu, Nina, Leon, Ellie, Mooni, Uni, Savii, Moola, Aki Orange, Yomi, and of course, Shida Hiko. Plus Rima, who I forgot to mention. Sorry bro, my bad.